to this idea that what I'm calling extraordinary knowing, whether it's through dreams, intuition, you know, some of you are clairaudient. If any of you have the experience of kind of being apologetic or embarrassed sometimes, or a little snarky when you're in certain companies, so you say, oh, really new agey, or you use the term woo-woo in a dismissive way, even though you know that those truths are so important to you. But you still feel like in order to hold your head high and be accepted and feel okay about yourself and not be shamed, you need to act dismissive or denigrating about that. Can anybody relate to that? Has anybody ever done that? It's helpful for me to see that I'm not alone with that. And it's also heartening and beautiful to see that some of you didn't raise your hands. And I'm glad that not everybody is affected by this taboo. Well, I want to say that there are taboos that are actually useful that I wouldn't say are a bad idea. And when I was thinking about this talk, I thought, well, taboos have to do with separation. And when is separation good? When are boundaries good? Boundaries are great when they allow for greater, healthier intimacy. So I would say a taboo like, forgive me for even mentioning it, I hate to, that shows how powerful taboos are. Cannibalism or incest, I'm okay with that. But then there are taboos that don't serve us and that suppress the individual expression to the benefit of the group or the apparent benefit of the larger group. And an example I want to give that I think provides a good analogy for how dreams and extraordinary knowing are taboo is, and this is a very heartening example because the taboo has been changing, is the taboo on, and this taboo is pretty much almost totally faded out in a lot of parts of the country, taboo on the word vagina and the idea of the vagina. I didn't know I was going to do that. People who are much younger than me might not even be aware, because it has shifted so much, how much shame was connected with saying the word vagina. It wasn't shameful to say the word penis, but saying the word vagina really brought up shame, and you didn't do it. You avoided it. And maybe, I don't know when you would say it, but it was shameful, and that's really gone. It's all over the interwebs, it's all over television, and you know what? I don't have a problem with that. I actually, some of you who are my Facebook friends might have noticed, I use the word vagina on Facebook when promoting this event, and I did that purposefully. It feels great to have that taboo broken. How, if I automatically feel shame about a part of my body, how can I love it, and how can I love myself? How can I respect it and protect it and know that it's precious? I can't. So Eve Ensler gave us such a huge gift, and I was realizing I want to be the Eve Ensler of dreams. I want to do for dreams what she did for the vagina. But one thing that's true is that dreams are, I mean, there's a reason why these women who, and they all happen to be women, they don't have to be, but they are, who wanted to do a continuing dream workshop with me. There's a reason why they're there, and sure, maybe some of it has to do with me, but their dreams are so powerful, and encountering them in groups is so powerfully transformative. Before I said that dreams were communication from our higher self, and you could say, well, how do you know that? That's not what Jung and Freud said, so how can you even say that? And I can tell you I know that because of all of the examples and of that in my own life and my own experience, and in my clients' and students' lives and experience, and my friends' lives and experience. And if I do have time, I'm not going to do it now, but I would love to give examples. But I just want to see a show of hands if any of you have ever gotten information or healing from a dream that felt like it was sent to you by an adoring, loving, you know, deep, deep part of yourself. Well, that's great. That was I'm so happy for this group, because that was a lot more people than you know, say New Agey or woo woo. So yay. Well, what happens, and what I find is that dreams, you know, they're endogenous. They come from our own system. It's not something that some guru or someone who's written a self-help book is giving us as a tool. They are this inborn tool. And so just being present with them is very healing. And then sometimes you just need to tap them. And of course, I say that in a way it's like our higher self is passing us a note, you know, in class, and sometimes the note is in code, because the authority figure, the conscious mind, can't deal with the taboo material or the very edgy material. And it's edgy not just because it's taboo, but because it leads us to live at or just beyond our own personal edge. And that is such a joyful, exciting, lively, healthy place to live. So what I want to say is that if you're going to live on or at your edge in an edgy way, edges can be sharp and they can cut. And you can also make mistakes when you're breaking taboos. And we will make mistakes if we live on our edge, if we're taking those kinds of risks, if we're listening to our dreams, or in all of our extraordinary knowing, we are going to make mistakes. So if you live on your edge where you can get cut on the sharp edge of things, you need to provide inner cushioning. You need to foster cushioning so that you can deal with the sharp edge of your edge. And so I want to give us, I think we might just have time for one, so I'm going to give you a tool to provide that cushioning. And this is not something I made up. I was taught it in the first improv class I ever took, and I adore this exercise so much. Basically, in improv, and trust me, we're all improvising. None of us had a script before we came here and knew what our blocking was and who we were going to talk to tonight and what we were going to say. We are all improvising all the time. But basically, in improv, when you feel like you've messed up, that's in a scene, the temptation is to feel ashamed and kind of shut down and, you know, hunch over. And when you do that, you stop seeing the possibilities and you stop seeing what other people are giving you. So what I was taught to do was instead to counter that by imitating, we can call her Nadia Comaneci, or we can call her Mary Lou Retton, or Gabby Douglas, by imitating one of those wonderful gymnasts getting off the beam and saying, "I fucked up! I fucked up! I fucked up! I fucked up!" And to do that with the most joyful, give me a 10 Russian judge, you know, just gleaming smile on your face, because you stay open. And you know what? Fucking up, making a mistake is something to celebrate. If you stayed in your power-leaking behavior all the time, you would never have to say, "I fucked up," because you'd never have taken a risk. So I want all of us, and I'll buy the chance to get up, and if you're not comfortable using the word fuck, you can say, "I messed up," you can say whatever you want, but maybe try to push past your edge and sound like Al Pacino or something just for now. And so I want us all to practice it and just say, just do it one time or a few times. So I'll count to 3. Just express as much joy on your face and in your voice as humanly possible because you fucked up. 1, 2, 3.